Hello, and welcome back to episode 64 of our Geneforge 2 Infestation playthrough. We are about to explore the Radiant College and see if we can get some more knowledge. As the old rhyme goes, battle beta and some apprentices. Let's see if you have anything to say. You meet a young common human. Something about this person seems very familiar. The fatigue, the nervous shuffling of feet, the constant staring at the floor. This must be a Shaper apprentice. Not meeting your gaze, the apprentice says, "Yes, Shaper, what do you want to know? Have you been modified by the Barzites? I have not been honored with a canister yet. Hopefully soon, if I show promise. What are you studying?" "All the shaping arts. Barzal wants to create true shapers, so that he has us be trained. It is a great honor. He thinks that through learning combined with the use of canisters, we will be great shapers, so we learn to prepare." "What are you preparing for?" "The war. One day we must fight the Shaper Council. It will be a great war, and we will be ready." "No wars are great. On your way." "Yes, Shaper. Thank you, Shaper." The apprentice shuffles off. Will you say the same thing? Studying, same thing. Preparing for, on your way. Alright. A lot of board games in here. Take your shoes, your cauldron, your board game. Take your board game. To plate. And take your board game. You're supposed to be studying. No time for this idle play. Ooh, pacifier. Do we have a need for that? I don't know. What was the book we were looking for? No, that's Sharon's book. We want Swofford's first book. Called Rune Casting and Ember and Onyx. Okay, so that's not one of the ones we're looking for. Is there anything over in this corner? Just a giant battle beta. And a shrubbery. What are these at? 260 health, level 12. That's not terrible. Their apprentice. Barzal's education. Until I went to Susha Island, I was happy with the Shaper ways. They seemed wise. Also, if I broke their rules, I would be killed. Oh, we already read this. Some heavy boots. Robe. Just taking all your junk. Don't mind us. We need it for training purposes. Open the door. We close the door and steal all their stuff. We eventually will be enemies with all these people regardless of how much help we're giving them. Ooh, shape gauntlets. Spellcraft and intellect cannot be replaced though. Just taking all the Shaper records while we're at it. The irony of this game would be, if you had to ally. Ooh, okay, it's a Reaper Baton, missile training 8. So if you want to get the best, I don't know if it's the best in this game, but quite possibly the best ranged weapon in the game, you need to be at least 8 in your missiles. Something to learn about, or to be aware of. And let's come up here. What's this? Just the kitchen. Anything interesting in here? Oh, lots of meal. Alright. Oh, a Dracon. Only 348 health, full 18. Probably would just wreck us. You browse through the college's library. All of the tomes and scrolls are worn and degraded from being read and reread. Because of the remoteness of these mountains, it was hard to get books. Still, the college has a wide variety of works with titles like Artillery Resistance and Submission, and Effects of Low Energy Bombardment on Cryoa. The dates of the books are well in the past. Nothing new has been added to this library for decades. That doesn't mean the contents are useless, not at all. Okay, so maybe... Ah! I was holding the wrong button earlier. This is one of the ones we were looking for Swofford. The Barzite Way. Alright, we've already read the Barzite Way. We'll leave that lock alone for now. Bunch of cryodrakes. I assume this is the area we're not supposed to go, so we'll go there last. I'll keep looking through the library for now. Most of the scrolls in this library look new. Most of the scrolls, you examine a few, they are strange. Each scroll begins with the name of a living thing. Thad, squirrel, human, then a series of numbers, then a long list of symbols, each written in a very tiny hand. The lists go on for pages and pages. You can detect no order or meaning in the lists of the symbols. You do notice, however, that they are written in an alphabet of only 4 different characters. In one scroll, labeled Thad 431-532-421, you find something interesting. One series of symbols has been circled, and a new series has been pinned in by it. A note says, "If shaped this way, the skin turns blue. Odd." Oh, I think that's one of the scrolls from Susha Island. I can't remember if we saw that one or not. You have to watch this agent poke at the bookshelves for a while to figure out what she's doing. She must be the librarian. She is sorting out all the old, dusty parchment scrolls in this section. While you wonder what an agent is doing working in a library, she turns to you. She is frightened. "Ah, you. I am Mockley. I look after the peering records. What do you want here?" She is scared and distracted. She constantly turns to look at the corners of the room, seemingly watching for something. What sort of library is this? This is the Radiant College Library. Lots of shelves, lots of corners. I keep track of everything, of the books. The north room is regular books. The south room is the records of what we've seen when peering. It is a hard job. Books, they disappear sometimes. Your books disappear? Yes, careless students, forgetful shapers, errors, the things that take them. Someone misplaced a copy of Esoteric Craft, for example. Finnan needed it and yelled at me. I need to find it. I don't know where it is. Any idea where to look? No, this place is huge. There are rogues everywhere, and the shadows. Esoteric Craft could be anywhere. Finnan? One of the two head researchers. He and Burm are in charge. I haven't seen Burm, though. He is in the northwest wing. Only the highest ranking Barzites are let in there. Alright, that would be up in this section. Alright, another question. Alright, Mockley continues to sort through the scrolls in this old library. You follow her as she works. She is still scared. Not so much of you anymore, but something is bothering her. What did you mean by peering? It's the research of the shapers here. They have powerful old machinery. They can look within living things and read the instructions for making them. Then they write what they see. Others can tell you more. It is hard to keep track of, though. There is so much to write, or so they say. The instructions to make a person are so long and complex, this whole college could not store what they learn, so it is left up to me. Who can tell me more? Talk to Lark. She knows a lot. She is in the peering room. I think she can be trusted. She points to the west. What is left up to you? Sorting the scrolls, reading the notes, seeing what information found seems useful, and throwing out the rest to make room. They are learning lots of valuable shaping things, but there is too much information to keep. It is so difficult. Why so difficult? She takes some parchment off a shelf and shows it to you. It is very strange work. Tiny, dense writing in just 4 characters, going on for page after page. Occasionally, a shaper annotated something in red ink, just more of the four symbols. See, how can anyone ever hope to catalog this nonsense? I have another question. Alright, what's wrong? You seemed frightened. Yes, I see there are things. We can't always see or hear them, but they are around. I watch for them always. When did you start seeing these things? When I was a fighter and a scout once, but common. Barzal offered to make me an agent. I used the canisters, and they made my senses strong. Every one I used made my senses stronger, and I could hear and see the things more. Sounds, shades. Something was off with the canister I used, I think. You should use the canisters. Oh, I wonder if that tainted essence character would make us go crazy like her. They will help you see and hear the things, so you can try and get away from them. Is it possible to get away from them? No. This will make you be able to see them so you can get away from them. You can't get away from them. Alright, let's see what sort of library is this. Where did these scrolls come from? Most all of them were here when we arrived. The shapers made them and just left them. They placed warnings saying the place was barred. We ignore the warnings, of course. Oh. What is in all these books and scrolls? A great treasure. The forgotten research from over a century ago, back when shapers were strong and brave. We Barzites will spend lifetimes extracting the treasures within. Alright, if you were to look... Just looking for esoteric craft. We're going to leave her shaper notes alone. Okay. Reading college. This room contains 4 shaping platforms. Each has a peculiar device next to it. The devices are control panels, complex organic machinery encased in protective cylinders of stone. Each has a protrusion pointing out of it, pointing at its platform. Each device also has what looks like an eyepiece. You're meant to look through the eyepiece at the sample on the platform. Very strange. A table has been set next to each device, where scribes can record information. It is all intricate and unfamiliar. The shapers back home have nothing like this. These are magical microscopes. This woman wears a simple, dirty dress. Tools living and not hanging from her belt. She is very worried. She paces around rapidly, looking at machinery and shaking her head. No, the problem isn't here. It must be. But she notices you. Ah, yes, the visitor. You're Aaliyah, right? I am Lark. What do you do here? I'm taking care of the machinery, the power conduits and so on. It's what I do while I wait for my shaper training, which I won't get if I mess anything up. You want to be a shaper? Of course, everyone here does, but Burm and Finnan are more ambitious. They want to actually train the shapers while they're using the canisters, so they can become actual shapers who can research things. They can only teach so many students at once, so I wait. You're afraid they won't teach you? I'm sure I will be punished if I damage any of these precious peering machines. And the question, what is all this machinery? She looks around the many shaping devices. She seems to regard each as a personal enemy. What is all the machinery? Alright, these are the peering machines. You should try one. Come back when you have. Something wrong? Yes, and it will ruin everything. She takes a moment to calm down. Sorry. It's just that the power to this area is uneven and it's messing up all the experiments. The problem isn't in any of the labs. It must be somewhere around the power crystals in the conduit halls to the north. I can't get at them. It's too dangerous, and they won't shut off the power for me. Why is the machine failing? They're so old. It happens all the time. The creatures in the control pedestals are grumpy. It happens with age. They fail just to annoy us. You think I'll be able to fix the broken component if I identify it? I hope so. Will I be rewarded? Yes, I can help you. I have lots of keys. I really need to get this fixed. You don't need to know a lot about the mechanics. You could do it, just so you know. Alright. What is all this machinery? Alright, so then I look at one, peer through the eyepiece and see a bit of creation flesh on the pedestal. It looks ordinary at first. Then as you watch, fascinated and horrified, the view moves closer to the meat, and closer. The carrion fills the view. Then amazingly, you look closer still. The device magnifies a bit of skin so that you can see every fissure, every hair follicle, every tiny detail. But But then you get even closer. You see that the skin is made of countless tiny sacs stuck together, or stuck to each other somehow. And then the view plunges into one of the sacs, and you can see that there's something inside. Keep looking. Inside the tiny sac you don't know what. It looks like a pair of scrolls twined together in spirals. The view travels along the spiral. It's incredibly long, and the elaborate shapes you see seem to contain some sort of information. You can't understand it. Finally, you stumble back dazed. You have no idea what you've just seen. It is amazing and bizarre. It's as if you have, aided by magic, seen something secret, some key element of life and how it works. It is both incredible and terrifying. You're not sure exactly how, but you know that this knowledge is power. In the wrong hands, horrible power. Okay. So let's start here again. So what is all this machinery? I saw you peered. Fascinating, yes? The shapers tell me that those twisty things you saw are like scrolls. Really, really, really long scrolls. They contain the instructions for living things. But they're complicated. We can't really understand the language. The shapers can sort of play with them and change them using trial and error. It makes shaping go much faster and easier, and they can make stronger creations. Okay. So, they use the magical electron microscopes to see DNA. So we look at this one. Keep looking. The machine has lost none of its ability to amaze you. Well, that's good. We don't want to be easily not amazed. Sheets of paper. 71 sheets of paper. This room contains 9 large incubation tanks. They're massive shells of steel, reinforced with pure steel rims. They're built to incubate the largest, most powerful creation varieties. None of them are currently occupied, but they have been used. Deposits of dried goo around the edges indicate that they have hatched creations recently, and no doubt will be used again. What? A psychosci? A strange creature floats through the room, looking for intruders. It is a floating globe covered with thick layers of chitinous armor. It has a huge eye in the center and many tiny eye stalks emerging from its head. It looks down at you with interest. Yes, Shaper, the eyes see you. We wish you peace, as long as you meet us with peace. We are Psychus Eye. We are a guard. What are you? We are a gazer. We are a proud, old creation of the Shapers, lost and then revived by Barzal. We serve the Barzites. Who shaped you? Our unfinished form was worked by Shaper Burham. We grew big and strong in a shaping vat. When it was opened, we flew out, fully formed and ready for orders. You can sense the raw power of the creature. It's remarkable that a shaper can control it for any amount of time. You can see why the design was forgotten. What is your job here? We patrol. The eyes watch for intruders. The eyes destroy them. How do your eyes destroy them? Barzal gave us great power. The eyes unleash it when we must. Then, without a goodbye, Sakasai turns and floats away. Okay. Here's Finnan. There's only one shaper at work here right now. Odd for such a large shaping hall. He has not been as heavily modified as all the other Barzites. When he looks at you, he can look straight at you. His skin and eyes look normal. He can even smile. I am Finnan. Welcome, Shaper Elia. I have received orders. I will describe to you the wonders of the Barzite research. We want you to see the wonders we have made here. Alright, this is the one who can help us with the cure, but we'll get to that later. Alright, what research are you working on now? Creations. We have the secrets of Susha Island. We have doubled and redoubled the rate at which we can make new creations. Our refinements to the Vlish, Thad, and Drake designs are remarkable, and we will continue. Soon we will develop ways to bind creations with even firmer control. Then we can make them with more power and intelligence. How have you improved Drakes? We've made Drakes into Drakons, of course. Soon, with the use of the incubation vats, we will make many Drakons. They will defend us from the Shaper Council. Have you improved Thats? Or how have you improved Thats? We've recreated a variety called the Rot Groth, stronger and larger with a corrupting touch. We have not had much luck with the design. The takers are ahead of us in this regard. More testing is required. Alas, I have a shortage of testing volunteers. I can help you test the Rot Groth. Good, good. I had hoped you would. It is in a vat in the isolation room. It's west of here. Let it out of its vat, it will probably be annoyed. Spar with it for a bit and tell me how it functioned. Okay. Another question. Have you improved Vlish? That was Barzal's work. The Gazer and Eye Beast designs were made long ago from the basic Vlish template. Barzal rediscovered and revived these designs. We haven't made many of these mighty creations yet, but soon. Have you improved control of creations? You've seen in these mountains how creations can develop delusions of independence, serviles especially. We are trying to create ways to totally crush the will of creations. Total obedience. Serviles in these mountains have proved they should be free. You are wrong, of course. Your thoughts are generous, but wrong. You turn your back on the gifts many shapers have worked so hard to give you. Alright. Another question. Alright, you are a Barzite. Finna watches you with as much attention as he can spare. Like all good shapers, he's constantly flicking his gaze toward the experiments bubbling around him. Careless shapers die, after all. You're a Barzite? I am proud to say that I am. I was a friend to Shaper Burham, who works to the north. When he found this wondrous place, he sent for me. Larry, tell me about Barzite beliefs. I would ask Burham or Barzal. They can explain it all better than me. I believe it, but I can't describe it. Have the Barzites modified you? Not yet. Shaper Burham is working on a new technique to reshape humans. When it is perfected, I will be one of the first to try it. He smiles. I'm saving myself for when it's special. Another question. Can you teach me anything? Yes, I have been instructed to teach you magic and shaping. When you can sample the power of the Barzites. This is only a fraction of what we can offer you if you join us. I promise that we can teach you far more than Shaper Zachary can. I would like to learn some spells. Essence Lances, Daze, Warp Blessing. Protection, Essence Shield. I think we're gonna... You can't teach me Earshock, so you're not as useful to me. Learn about shaping. We can... we're a bit short on... Ooh, they will teach us... They would teach you Rockgroff. But not the... Create a battle alpha. Tempting. Weapon shaping, guardian push, and life drain. More advanced skills. Then you will have to speak with Shaper Burham. This requires you to be a Barzite. Barzites can teach you far more abilities than the Shapers the Awaken can. Alright, do you do anything here besides shaping? Oh, a few things. Nothing important. He looks nervous. He looks nervous when we ask him if he'd do anything besides... Trying to find a cure for a servile disease. Can you help? Ah, that disease. I have heard of it. I've done no work on it, though. None of us have. It's not urgent. It doesn't kill the serviles, after all. If it did, we could just make more. The Takers are the only ones who might have a cure. They are very concerned about serviles, of course. Alright, so let's talk to him again about training. Can you teach me anything? Let's see the spells again. Improve Essence Lenses. And we can learn Essence Shield or Improve Protection. I think we'll actually do Shaping. And we're going to learn to create a battle alpha and see if we can actually make one as a new... what's it called? So it's kind of disappointing. We actually do have to go see the Takers to, we can make a battle alpha. Alright. 106 essence. Ooh, 285 health. That's what I'm talking about. Bull Rush. Instantly moves you to your foe, striking it, sending it, and throwing it back. There's a jarring melee blow, damages your target, knocks it backwards, and dazes it. Cleaving Claw. Alright, so the Battle Alpha has the cleave built in. Alright, Bull Rush. Enrage. Being damaged has a chance of enraging this creature. The more damage the creature, the higher the chance of rage. Enraged creatures both do and take more damage. Oh, well, that's not very helpful. Ooh, I used a lot of our... Yeah, I used like 40. So, yeah, it uses 4 essence per upgrade. We'll just have the 1 Battle Alpha for now. New Meat Shield. Who this? Alright, so leave that alone. Leave that alone. If we could do the, I bet if we could do the, oh, this is the isolation room. Alright, here we go. Speed, ward blessing, protection, go. Alright, what do we got? 736 health. We're gonna hit it with the Guardian Push to slow it. We want to hit it with Guarded Lunge. Oh, and Life Drain. It's just layering acid on us. Shield, Hasted, Blessed, Acid. About 15% of your health each turn. Okay. Already blessed and hasted. Right. Rack and shock the target. I think we may be able to finish him off with this attack. There we go. Alright. End your turn. Cure ourselves. Alright. That wasn't too bad. Battle Gamma. The Rot Groth was not particularly useful. Alright, hello. I let out the Rot Groth that attacked me. Describe the fight. Size, of course, control issues. As always, the Takers stole that creation design from us, and they're already better at making it. Thank you, Shaper. Most helpful. I'll make sure you sample some more Barzite power. Go to Storage Bay A. It's right by the isolation chamber. I'll have the door unlocked for you. Enjoy what you find inside. Alright. Alright, we got a little, what does this do? Alright, we pulled the lever. Let's, oh, that looks like this chamber is created for powerful magic, but not shaping. The runic circle before you was made to capture and bind infernals. Someone had used it. This practice is strictly forbidden by Shaper law. No wonder this room was sealed up. Considering the broken floor tiles, the blood stains, and the reek of sulfur and death in the air, you would guess that the most recent experiment was dramatically unsuccessful. Something very powerful was summoned here. It broke free. You wonder where it went. Okay, so there's an infernal around somewhere. Storage A. What are you? Great Stalkthorn. Alright. Short-lived turret. Alright, that's not very... Alright, leave this alone for now. We could just pick the lock. Alright. And this would be wandering up into the power grid. That's, as you can see here, would be damaging to us. I wonder, do we have any energy resistance? Poison, curse. We don't. Of all these creation bonus tokens. Alright. Well, we're gonna try walking into the electricity next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.